Hey guys, bman here. Welcome to today's video. Today we've got an awesome one for you guys. What we have today is my Borderlands Strengthened Teen Witch VEX build guide for you guys. And with that said, this is my first Borderlands build guide. So let me know in the comment section how I done here, whether or not there's things that I need to adjust and stuff like that for my future videos. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for the feedback. With that said, guys, we've got an amazing build for you guys. This is just an absolutely broken build. As you see here, you shoot one thing and a whole heap of things just die with a sniper rifle because it's Jacobs and we've got awesome stuff to be able to spread it. But that's not the best thing. This sniper rifle is insane. Even vile things, you have no trouble killing vile things with the sniper rifle and all sorts, but it's only one weapon for this build that this build can actually take on, and you've actually got a full massive arsenal at your fingertips with this build. So you can use the sniper rifle, but take note of our shield. We've got so much overshield, it's not funny. And guys, when we get into the details of the build, the overshield, always having overshield results in our massive amounts of damage outputs that we're doing, is all because we're always got so much overkill, because you get to maximize all of the buffs for being at full health, being full shield, and all sorts, guys. A lot's going on with this build, and you end up, it just feels so well. We practically one-shot everything, and most of the time when you kill one thing, because it's a Jacobs sniper rifle, it ricochets to two other things, so every time you kill one thing, you're killing three things. We have the ability to actually make the most of the current bugs in the game, like right here. With this one build, we can use the Jacobs launchers and things like that to just destroy everywhere with the crit knife if you want to use the crit knife. If you don't want the crit knife, this build also accommodates being able to do this without the crit knife. So when you come across like the crystal bosses like here in this area here, you can just launch a couple of these bombs and the whole entire screen will just get deleted, and this is without having to use the crit knives or anything like that. This build is just so versatile, and again, we got so much over shield and life and everything from this. Everything we kill gives us massive amounts of shield and all sorts, and as you see here, versatility. We can go between different types of weapons and we're always overpowered. We've got the sniper rifle here and Ultra Volt Hunter 2, and we're two-shotting these boss elite type things in here with the sniper rifle as we're heading through to the Time Master. Just everywhere, this class just feels so good with whatever weapon you're running. But these weapons that I'm going to tell you about in this build today actually are really good. This build makes that sniper rifle so overpowered, and I believe myself that that sniper rifle is the best gun in the game. But obviously, if you use the throwing knife and you've got these other bugs, you can also make the most of these, because the build is all about the Jacobs, which is all the ricocheting, which also accommodates the crit knife and being able to obviously do this with the energy launcher and with the kickballer. But using the energy launcher instead of the kickballer is a lot safer, and that way you will not delete yourself in the process. But there's all sorts of different ways you can go about this. You don't even need to use the launchers to delete the bosses. You can use, like you've seen at the clip when we go against the Slugmore, you can buff, we're doing so much damage that we could just use the spread launchers, or we can just use the sniper rifle, or whatever gun we feel like using at the time. You can just go along and do it with this and destroy absolutely all the content in the game. This is an amazing build. So with that said, now that I've shown you and talked about all of that stuff, let's get into the weapons, the skills, and everything going on with this build, guys. It is amazing. Okay, let's get into this. So, for this one here, now, as you see here, the reason I'm going the skill trees is to explain the sniper rifle. My build really is gone into mainly about running the sniper rifle. With the sniper rifle, what the sniper rifle is it's a legendary sniper rifle you get from the Time Master. Now, this sniper rifle has the propagation on it, and it is a Jacobs sniper rifle. So, with the Jacobs part, this bouncer pass makes it so it can ricochet so when you shoot one critical, it ricochets out two, so you get 3 for 1. So with that and this together, I end up resulting in, when the dummies, you have to damage them first for it to ricochet, but we'll damage these ones, and then we come over to here, and as you'll see, we result in it doing 3 for 1, right? And the amounts of damage that's putting out is absolutely crazy. Now, the whole point of it is this sniper rifle doesn't just shoot one projectile, it shoots one projectile, but on that projectile shoots out heaps more other projectiles, right? So my build is accounting for all those other projectiles and making those other projectiles crit and stuff like that. See all of those other projectiles that are coming out of that one bullet? Those are all these other numbers that you're seeing. So these, and I'm making those hit for like 20, 30k each other number. So those numbers there, and then they all add into the bleed because my gun is kinetic and I build heavily into kinetic because everything kinetic ends up counting on your bleed. So when I tick like that, and each one of these ticks here, I'm doing 45% lifesteal. So if I'm ticking for that much, my overshield is literally maxing out each one of those ticks. So I shoot something and then I'm getting heaps of shield coming in, even if I'm getting damaged, while I shoot the next thing. And then I've got heaps of shield pouring in constantly, and that's why I practically feel invincible all the time, because even if I get damaged, these just give my shield instantly back, because 45% of a 16,000 is still my 9,000, right? So, well, not quite, but almost, and in 2 ticks it is, right? And that's 36,000. So this is how I keep in my max shield all the time, and being in overshield is a massive part of this build. So this sniper rifle is a real cool thing. It's awesome because it's also spreads, so it's like a shotgun because it's easy to hit things. Even those other spreading parts actually do quite a lot of damage. See, so if I don't even hit them with the main bullet and the spread hits them, those themselves do massive damage with the sniper rifle. So this sniper rifle was a main piece for my build once I got the sniper rifle, and you get the sniper rifle from the Time Master. So with that said, let's get in and explain all of the skills and everything with this and how I've built this up. Now, we will start with my inventory and the kit because that's going to affect a lot of other stuff. So for the kit, what I'm running is I am running these on my kit, okay? You want to have 3 on the rubber band man and you want to have 2 on the lifeblood. This is for the lifesteal. So we get 15% lifesteal just off these. Now, you will understand why lifesteal is so important later. Also, we're also getting lifesteal off here. So just in our kit right here, we're getting 25% lifesteal. Just keep that on your mind. Now, also, how this works is we've got our guns, right? We've got our sniper rifle, that's the main thing. There's 2 shotguns. What makes those do that crazy stuff is having them with the Jacobs, and then we have this here, which causes the Jacobs things to go crazy. This here is what allows the kickballer to do the crazy stuff that you seen when we went through the area heading towards the Timekeeper without the crit knife. Now, with this build, how this works is we've got this here. This here has 3 charges and it's got amped. So how this works so well with the sniper rifle is I've got this, I can shoot this and then I can amp up again. Shoot this, amp up again. Shoot this, right? And when I amp, I don't only get 200% damage, I also get this. This is why the overshield's so important, because this right here gives me an extra 100% damage with every single shot, because every time I shoot, I pour back in my overshield, right? So this is why the overshield works so well with this build. So every time, whenever I'm at max shield, I have 100% extra damage, and that's why this here is hitting so hard. I'm not only doing 200%, but am also an extra 100% on top of that. But we've also got many other buffs on top of that. This is just the beginning. So what happens is when I shoot, I'm always at max shield and a shot uses the charge. But because I have so much lifesteal, I pull in so much shield that instantly I get that cost back plus more. So if I shoot, it uses my shield, I get plus more, and I get instantly 9,000 overshield. And I'm practically invincible because it's pouring in after that, right? So this just makes crazy numbers. So that's how this works. This here works with this really well, because this here is the item that causes my lifesteal to bring back shield as well as health. So this item here is another really good item that you need to make this build work right here. These two items together work really well together, and they're causing me to always have infinite lifesteal, infinite shield and always be at having an extra 100% damage on my shots, all the time, no matter what gun I'm using. So if I go over to a different gun, right, and we swap over to this gun here, right, and we shoot this, I have 100% damage up on my shots, because as soon as I do one shot, it's going to pull my shield up to overshield, and all of these shots are doing crazy numbers. But take note, this thing here is not doing near the damage that the sniper rifle does, right? This sniper rifle here is just in a class of its own, and this is why I focus my build on this sniper rifle right here. These hundreds of thousands plus heaps more that are coming out is just crazy. So, and it's Jacob's one as well. So we've got this with this working together, and when we amp up, we make the numbers even higher because it's even another 200%, and we've got 3 charges of this, so we can amp up, and amp up. So we can amp up, shoot, if that doesn't kill him, amp up, shoot, if that doesn't kill him, amp up, shoot, and well, if that doesn't kill him, you can keep shooting, because we're still getting the extra 100% damage buff from our shield and all the other stuff, and our health being full and everything. So this is how this gear stuff here is working, right? So this sequencer, Jacob's part, is what's causing, and bounce pass is what will cause the extra ricochets, and this bounce pass is what will allow, when we have the kickballer going, the kickballer will actually trigger without needing a crit. Now, do not, this is how you end up killing yourself. The kickballer will kill you if you crit too much, but you can actually trigger the kickballer's thing without the crit knife as long as you have this build. But it's just a little bit more tame, so doing that there, it's a little more tame, and notice we didn't die, right? But if we were to use the crit knife, then it's not tame, and you'll probably kill yourself. So this build here can still set the kickballer off and all of that stuff to be able to eliminate, like you seen when we were going through the timekeeper, but it won't do this. If you do this, you're gonna die. Good luck surviving that. Right? So that's the kickballer, and this class can do that, but that one's just dangerous, and that's overkill, right? Then you've got the other one, the spread launcher. This thing here is what I use to anything that doesn't have 2 forms. Pretty much this here will one-shot them. Like you've seen at the start clipping of this, I showed it against Sludgemore. That was a Sludgemore on UVH2. Right, Ultravolt Hunter level 2. So it was buffed health and everything, and this just one-shots them without the throwing knife or anything. You add in a throwing knife, and this is just GG, delete everything. So this class can pretty much use all of these different guns and everything really well, and it can maximize them all, and everything it uses hits really hard. So that is this whole entire thing and how it's all working together and tying together. And pretty much you run the same gear no matter for what weapons we're running or where we are in the game. So with this build, we don't have to swap our gear out to be able to go mobbing, and then we don't have to swap our gear out to go bossing. We just use the same setup for everything. Do it all. Do mobbing, do bossing, and everything you see in this in the start clip. All of the gameplay was with the exact same setup. Nothing changed. Only thing we changed was what weapon we were holding when we used it. It's just that awesome, guys. My apologies, the game noise might have been a little bit loud. I've just turned it down so the rest of the tutorial should be fine. Sorry about that, guys. If it was a bit noisy in your ears and you couldn't hear stuff, I apologize. But with that said, let's get into the skills now. Now that we've covered all of the gear and all of that, you know how the gear's working, and you know how the overshield's working, and how we're always at max health and all of that stuff. Now we can get into the skill trees. So we are mainly a green skill tree. So we've got this here, we've got this with this and this, right? So you want to just select these ones here that we've got here. Now, this is one that I had to select. Now, if you're not running that sniper rifle and stuff like that, this may not be one that you want to go with. You could choose and go this more flexible with other stuff. This is the one that I put on, and I made the sniper rifle feel so much more better, because this makes all of those extra projectiles that sniper shot does, it gives them a chance to crit as well. So you actually get a lot more crits and everything. And also, if you're using the kickballer and you want the kickballer to be able to trigger all those massive blasts without a crit knife and everything like that, this is the thing you're going for, because this will cause the kickballer to be able to do it without the crit knives as well. So for the kickballer and the sniper rifle, this is a must. If you're not running those guns, you might be able to put these points into something else. So what we have is we have this. We're always attuned to kinetic with our sniper rifle, so this is always buffing our sniper rifle. How this build is working is, you'll notice this is our lifesteal. We've got 10% lifesteal here, then we've got another 10% lifesteal here on top of our 25% lifesteal that's over in our gear, that is now sitting at 25. Now we're at 35, and now we're at 45% lifesteal. And the reason that's so overpowered is because of this right here. We turn that 45% and we get 300% of that as damage. Yes, it turns it crazy. So we're getting massive damage buff because we've got heaps of lifesteal. But not only that, our lifesteal also gives us massive shield and health. So our lifesteal is actually doing 3 different things here. It's giving us massive survivability in shield and health, and it's also giving us massive damage buff, right? So this is why we're building into lifesteal. So we want to be attuned to kinetic. So that's why we're running our sniper rifle as a kinetic. So we're always attuned to a kinetic as well. So we're running, this is how the bleed is working and why we're building into bleed. Then we've got this one, because we're always kinetic, why not build into bleed? Because it's just an extra broken status effect that we can trigger, because we're using everything that triggers it as a kinetic. So bleed. So we go into bleed, it's a given, go and build into the bleed. Then after that, we build into this, because this gives us damage, gun damage, which is awesome, and it's always up, because we always have max health and max shield, because we're always in overshield. So we're always getting an extra 30% gun damage. This is an awesome thing to have. Then we got here, it gives us more health and everything like that. We've got this here that's giving us some. I've only got 1 point into this, so that whenever we rep kit, if we're using a weapon that's not kinetic, our rep kit will make our weapon that's not kinetic transfer all of the damage into kinetic, which then it can trigger all of the damage as bleed as well, making the bleed factors way hit harder. So if at any point you're using a weapon that's not kinetic, you can just use a rep kit to turn it into kinetic. So I've got 1 point in this for that reason as well. We've got lots of bleed, health, and that's pretty much what this section here is, and this one right here to get some more crit. Then we've got over here, we put some points into here. We've put 5 points into this, just more gun damage. It's a given, might as well take it. And then this here is status effect, the 35% more bleed damage, which it's awesome. Bleed is a big cause for our overkill shield and stuff like that. So without this, we probably tick for maybe 5,000 when we hit with our sniper rifle, but with this we're ticking can tick for like 50,000. So this is absolutely massive. Make sure you got this on for this build here too. And I am actually got this here because of our gear, so I haven't statted into this. Our gear gives us this, and it gives us this right here, which means that we're actually getting a massive damage boost again, because whenever we're in overshield, we do 12% more damage as well. Our minion, our beast that's out, he's really grunty too. He never dies or anything. He's always damaging things. And as we're running past mobs and stuff like that, as our wolf is back there attacking a mob, if we don't think it, he's just attacking them. Every time he attacks them, we get about 1,000 overshield just generating up as we're running along and everything. It's absolutely amazing having the wolf out all the time, and the wolf is always out, so you're always attuned. So it's better than these other ones that you have to constantly pull out. So I run the wolf just because of that. So it's always out, you're always getting the damage bust for being attuned and things like that. Then this is just with the extra stuff from the gear that we got. And that is all of the skills. Now we go across to the specializations, and this is where we've put 30 into this, so that we're getting this here, which gives us, this one right here, which gives us gun damage, stacks up to 50, so we do an extra 50% damage. Absolutely awesome. And then we're over here, we're stacking into here. This here is not only our survivability and everything, this is also damage buffing as well, because of how everything works with our setup. The higher our health and our shields, and the better our damage is doing and everything like that. So we've got this here. Then we're coming down and we're doing this here, which is we're going even more damage reduction. We've got crazy damage reduction. And then we've got this here, which is damage dealt. It gives us even more damage dealt when we're at full health, which we're always at full health, so we're always getting an extra 30% damage as well. So this whole everything just works into really well with having heaps of life steal, turning it into shield and keeping us always at maximum health and everything gets us to be able to use all of those extra buffs and everything. Having heaps of lifesteal brings us in heaps of buffs and everything, guys, and everything just works together to be an absolutely amazing build. Where to get these items, this item here, the sniper rifle that spreads and everything that we've been using, I got this from the timekeeper. This one here, you have to farm the timekeeper. This one here, we had to farm Sludgemore to be able to get this one here, and you need this one with the Jacobs on it to be able to get this one. Go and farm Sludgemore to be able to get this one. This shotgun here, it's just a purple drop, can drop from anywhere. This shotgun here, I got this one farming the timekeeper as well, but it's just a purple drop, can drop from anywhere. Now, these items down here, I got all of my items out of down here from the timekeeper. This here, I also got from the timekeeper. I don't know whether I just got it as a world drop, but I did get this from the timekeeper as well. I know that's not timekeeper's normal shield that he drops. I think the timekeeper drops a different shield completely as his main drop. He drops a different one that is... This one right here is his normal one that he drops, but you can also get world drops. And the timekeeper is really good for world drops because he has his own big drops that drop on the ground. But after you defeat the timekeeper, the very next area you go into has 4 red chests. Those red chests are where I farmed all of these other world drops from. I got a whole lot of class mods and everything out of there. So if you're wondering where to go and how to farm up this whole class, pretty much this entire build has been made by farming the timekeeper. I know if I didn't cover it yet, yes, then the throwing knife, you will want the penetrator augment on the throwing knife. I think everybody knows about that by now. That's the crit knife. You need that augment on it to make it do the crits, but that's not really needed for this build as you've seen from the gameplay. We don't really need to use that unless you just want to instantly delete a boss with the Jacobs launchers or something like that. You can use that, but it's not needed. The spread launcher and things like that is more than enough damage. The sniper rifle is more than enough damage without the crit knife. If you throw a crit knife in them before you hit them with something like this, you will one-shot them and they'll just bleed to death. If they don't bleed to death, you can throw a second crit knife into them while they're bleeding, and then it will even multiply the bleed, and then they'll definitely bleed to death, and all sorts of stuff like that. So you can, if you want, you can also use the crit knife with this build. As you've seen, it's part of this build. It's in the game right now, and well, same with all the launches and all of that, doing all the crazy stuff. Well, if it's in the game, you might as well use it until they remove it. So go out there, use the crit knife, use the cool launchers, have fun, destroy the bosses, and when they nerf it, this build is still going to be viable because we've got this thing here that actually we're using, and it absolutely destroys everything in the game without any bugs or anything. So with that said, you guys know the deal. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me that awesome comment and tell me, how did I do with this guide? Did I do well? It's my first guide. Let me know. I'd love the feedback. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. bman